Okay, in this video we're going to go over the box squat. So I'm going to go through the different variations as far as how to progress over time, what to look for with form, and when you're ready to progress to those progressions. So to start, I usually like to play with the different heights of a chair. 90-degree knee bend is the ideal range of motion we want to get to before we progress to the next stages with perfect form. So usually what you'll see with a breakdown of form is that either your weakest coming from here to the very bottom of a position and you might see a knee cave in, or you might actually see coming from the bottom position coming up that the knee caves in there and then recentralizes as we come up. So we definitely have different weak points in our squat. Usually it is that bottom transition period. So with the box squat, actually, since we are hard braking, so that means like we are fully sitting down after we come to the lowering phase before we come back to the starting phase. Usually with a freestanding squat, you utilize this elastic property of our muscles to come out of that bottom position to the top. By sitting down in a box squat, we're taking out that advantageous property of our body to really focus on that pure strength we need to transition out of our weakest point. So right now, I know myself, with a single leg variation of the box squat, my weakest point is right here, even with this built-up surface. So I have a foam pad here. It's a couple inches. That's giving me a little bit more height, so I don't have to go as deep. So to set up for the box variation, go ahead and check out what your form looks like. I'm looking for a 3-second descend coming down until you make surface or contact with the surface that you're aiming towards. Fully stop. Shift your weight forward, push through your legs equally, coming back to the start position. So it's important to do box squats in front of a mirror or film yourself to really be strict on what's going on in the hips and the knees and the feet. So usually there's one side that's weaker than the other. So whether or not you know which side that is to look out for. Usually what you'll see coming down into the bottom position, usually about here or deeper, you'll start to see a knee cave in or even both. So if you're able to just correct it, like you see it, oh, I can correct it, okay, good, and you can maintain that, great. From there, we can go into an assisted single leg box squat. So one leg is in a kickstand position. You can use about 10% effort on this side, 90% on this side. Same thing, 3-second lower. Make sure this knee is good, big toe stays down, so you're not shifting too much on your outer foot. Fully hard brake, hard stop on the surface you're going to, and then purely use the strength of this leg, a little bit of this one to come back to the starting position. Again, if you see that your knee caves in and you can correct it, you have the strength for this variation. Same thing, if you feel like when you're coming up and you're coming in but you can correct it, good. Try a couple reps, see if you can actually stick it by keeping the knee out in that position the entire time. So from there, and for me in particular, you're going to see it. I'm actually going to do it on this side because I know this is my weaker side. So instead of having the leg kickstanding out, it's going to be free. It's not going to be on the ground. So 100% of effort is on the effort leg. 3-second lower. Watch my knee. Usually what happens is it goes past midline. That or we weight shift a little bit too much or our hip drops. So I want to make sure my hips are level first. I lock that in. I start shifting my weight back, keeping my knee out, coming all the way down. That felt good. I don't know what it looks like. We'll see. And then from here, shift forward. Saw how I have a little bit of a waver. So I have some work to do on this leg, but that's kind of what you see. There's weakness here. There's a little bit of hip stability that I need to work on. Again, that's your inner thigh and your outer thigh kind of playing a little game together. So my inner thigh is a little bit stronger than my outer thigh, and I just need to continue to work on my outer thigh, and that's okay. This is a good check-in period, a great exercise to fully focus on the lowering phase and the upward phase of a squat.